What's going on, guys? Patrick here with eXp Realty, and today I wanted to give you guys a market update for Oahu and what's going on in the real estate market. We have seen some changes and you're gonna wanna definitely check this out. So stick around to get all the details. See you on the other side. What's going on, guys? Patrick here from PatrickLongleyRealty.com, powered by eXp Realty, and today I'm here to give you the Oahu Real Estate Market update for June of 2020. And what we're gonna do is kind of demystify, you may have seen other realtors posting this saying, hey, prices are down, closed sales are down. It's the time to buy, right? And what I'm gonna demystify and kind of show you is that, yes, prices are down slightly and inventory and closed sales compared to last year are down, but we didn't have a pandemic last year. So they might be down significantly in the condo market as we're seeing here, and maybe a little bit in the single family home market if you compare it to last year. But if you compare it month over month end, we're actually starting to see things swing up. And that's what I like to look at, because it's hard to compare last year because we didn't have a pandemic. So you have to read the fine print, even if it's not that fine. We can see up here, a lot of people miss this. It says home sales are down from last year, but show month over month increase. So let's dive a little bit deeper and let me show you what those numbers look like and what we could foresee happening in the next few months. So once again, I always like to look at the executive summary because they kind of break down the numbers into a few paragraphs explaining what is actually happening. So you can see up here it says, while total sales are down compared to the same time last year, month over month sales have increased. Total combined sales were down 23.3% compared to June of 2019, that's last year. However, from May to June 2020, the total sales increased by 22%, ladies and gentlemen. So we are starting to see an upswing. Now, once again, single family home, condo market, two separate things altogether. And so we can see once again, the same statement. Single family home sales were down by 7.6% compared to the same time last year, which really isn't that bad with the pandemic going on, but increased 21.8% from May. Once again, we're seeing things bouncing back up. And then one other thing that's important is new listings fell short of 2019 by 14%. That's pretty significant. But once again, the pandemic has stopped a lot of people from wanting to sell their homes or being put in a situation where, hey, I don't have to sell my home and I don't want people walking through. So maybe they didn't list their home, they're gonna wait. So yeah, naturally we're gonna see a decline there, but we can see that, but again, saw a month over month gain of 13%. So we're starting to bounce back up in just the last month. And this is the common theme we're seeing even in the condo market. It says condominium sales remain sluggish, with June sales down 34%, which is nuts. Once again, pandemic really affected the condo market. A lot of people who were in the condo market are first-time home buyers. Maybe they weren't considered essential workers, so they weren't able to actually purchase homes. And once again, people not listing their homes because they didn't want to move, they didn't want to sell, they didn't want to be in a situation where they have to take a lowball offer because of this whole pandemic situation. But again, we're seeing the new condo listings were down by 20% of last year, but by 17.5% from May. So we're up once again from May by 17% in the condo market. Now, in regards to pricing, it says here, single family homes saw a 1.3% rise of 78 up to 785,000, and condos saw a 2.1% increase of 427,000. So what does this mean? Well, once again, even through this entire pandemic, we never saw a huge drop off. And you guys might have seen my Fannie Mae video I made about the report and what they said was going to happen. That's kind of what we saw happen even here in Hawaii. Is we didn't see a huge drop off, very subtle, and we're actually seeing here that there was still a slight rise. So further encompassing that buying in Hawaii, if you can get in, is usually a pretty strong market to purchase into. Even during a pandemic, the prices are still rising. Not as much as, the average 4 to 6%, but still rising, which is very, very interesting. So let's look at a couple other things. We're going to dive into some charts here. I want to look month over month then, what is happening and what's going on. We can see that, this is pre-COVID, and then it started to slip in. We saw that there was a huge drop off February, March. And then we're starting to see this upswing happening now. So we're seeing this upswing of this recovering market. Now, it's not where it used to be, but it soon will be. So if you are in the market to purchase a home, we can see that it's most likely going to uptrend up. Now, it should be interesting to see what happens when they open up the economy in August, and then we're going to see a couple months later how that affected the real estate market. But as of now, we're starting to see businesses open back up. People are going back to work. People are feeling more comfortable with the new norm, wearing masks, people coming in and out of their house, doing open houses. All of those things are coming to fruition, and the data is showing that the market is starting to swing back up, not only for the single family home market, but also for the condo market. Now, this is really interesting. Median sales price. How flat is this line? Once again, showing and encompassing how strong the market is out here in Hawaii. We never see huge dips. We see subtle adjustments, but that's all we're really seeing here is just this subtle monorail, not some crazy roller coaster adjustments happening. And even through the entire pandemic, you can see here it wasn't even that big of an adjustment. Now, one of the biggest things that will affect home prices is usually how many listings are actually out there. As a buyer, do I have options, or is there only one home and 5 other buyers are all putting in multiple offers? Once again, in March and April, we saw a huge drop off in the amount of listings in the single family home and condo market for obvious reasons, the pandemic, right? So with that being said, that kind of kept, I've said this before, we had less buyers, but we also had less listings. So we didn't see the market go one way or the other. It just kind of adjusted accordingly. And we saw that in reference to the median sales price. There wasn't a huge drop, just a subtle adjustment. Now, the last thing I want to show you is, once again, further encompassing that purchasing in Hawaii is a strong move if it fits your life choices or for work or what have you. This is the median sales price from 1987 to 2020. Look at this uptrend. Yes, we've seen adjustments before, especially in the 2000s, and things came up. We had the 2008 crash. You can see it wasn't even that big of a drop for Hawaii, and with everything going on, it's always an uptrend. So I always tell my clients, if you can stay in your home between 5 and 7 years, you're gonna be all right. And it's not about timing the market, it's about timing your life. When is it a good time for you to purchase a home? And if so, are you willing and able to live in that home for 5 to 7 years? I talk myself out of a lot of business when I tell my clients, hey, you've only owned it for 2 or 3 years. Why don't you just rent it for a couple years and let appreciation kick in, and then maybe down the line we can sell it. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the market update. So the general consensus here is, yes, we did see an adjustment. We did see a decrease in inventory. We saw a decrease in buyers because certain people stopped working. They couldn't qualify to purchase a home, which really put a ding in the condo market a bit more. But at the end of the day, we still have seen an increase in the price just slightly in both the condo and the single family home market, and we are starting to see a recovery. Now, it should be interesting to see what happens when August comes around. We open things back up. Are we going to see a spike in COVID cases? Most likely. And is that meaning that we're going to shut everything down? I don't know. We're going to have to see. And how is that going to affect the real estate market? Only time will tell. So anyways, that's it for now, guys. If you guys have any further questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, this is Patrick Longley with eXp Realty. You guys have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.